Boom. Skibbity turtleneck, everybody. Swam Howdy here. And we got a howdycorn on our hands.
Hey, how are you? How's
Got-
everybody doing today?
I got that thing at a local antique store, so I hope it doesn't smell too bad.
Oh, it's kind of reminds me of like taking off your socks after like a long day outside in July.
Musty.
Very musty.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, now that the people saw you in your new hat, you can take it off if you
All
want.
right. Let's get back to reality here, folks.
There he is.
We got to remove the unicorn mask for a couple of reasons here, and the first reason is I got to put on the Happy Dad hat. Although
You're having some trouble there.
yeah, hold on a sec. We got to do this in a different order.
We are professionals, by the way.
Yes. And more importantly, cannot drink Yingling Lager with a unicorn mask on.
No, beer's bad. Devil sauce.
Yeah.
I'm sober, like 2.5 years, so I'm better than you now. I
Yes.
might as well be vegan.
Yeah.
But
I'm drinking this quickly just so there's no alcohol present on the premises,
Yeah.
so I'm taking care of a problem.
if he was a real man, he'd boof it.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right. Well, on that note, so I put a post on Dorrance Township, see if I can get people to come on and enjoy the experience with us. And we might get some people, but I'd figure I'd give a shout out to Tracy. Works at Positive Vibes. He's a Reiki master, sound healer, yoga instructor. It's in Mountaintop. It's on South Main Road. It sounds pretty cool. I mean, you just get to lay there and listen to sounds. The Reiki, I don't really know anything about it. So I think the 27th, they're doing a day. It's a Thursday, 6. Go check it out. I'm going to go check it out, see what it's about. And then if she comes on, we could talk about it. And then Mia McGlynn, she has McGlynn Media LCC. She's an author and another Reiki master. She also has a nonprofit organization called Crew Collaboration. They educate and advocate for careers in construction and the trades. That's actually pretty cool because I feel like this day and age generation isn't really into construction and trades. They're more into video games and, well, that mask you were wearing seems like the type of things they would do.
Yeah.
So that's cool. She said she might want to come on here too and promote her business.
And honestly, I know a lot of guys in there. I know a lot of guys in the last few years who've gotten into the trades, and like, it could be hard to get into, like, could be hard to find a solid job, like a steady job. But once you get in there, the pay seems good right out the gate, man. So it's like, it's nice to see anybody trying to expand that horizon, because I mean, I know it myself, like, spend so much of your formative years being told, like, go to college, get a degree, do this, blah, blah, blah.
Fail.
And I know so many people, myself included, who ended up going to college, and like, even if you get good life experience from the people you meet, like, you don't use a degree. It's like, why, it's not doesn't have the value it used to. So it's good to have other options out there, man.
Hey, I never went to college and I'm forklift certified.
Yeah. Being forklift certified. Yeah. Being forklift certified is
that trumps all.
Yes, it does, man.
But no, that's good. I think people should get into construction trades because, like, that's something that's never going to go away.
Nope.
You're always going to have to build a house.
Yep.
To build the house, you got to know the plumbing, you got to know the electrical, you got to know the wood.
The wood, huh?
Yeah. The people that work with wood. Damn it, there's a name for it.
Are you talking about like the lumberjacks and shit like that? Where are we going with this?
No.
All right.
They cut the wood down. I'm talking about
timbers and all that sort of stuff.
Not the timber master.
We're getting somewhere.
Holy shit.
As you can everyone can see, we clearly are very rehearsed for everything we do.
Yo. Just gotta do or die,
Yeah.
Just fucking send it.
Yeah, man.
Yeet. Wow. All right. Well, I said a plumber, electrician, roofer, the straight construction, and the guy that does wood stuff.
Yeah, the wood stuff.
The woodcraft guy.
Yeah, woodcrafter. HP Woodcraft.
HP Woodcraft. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, and another shout out I want to give to the Little Free Library is, I think, number 70590 Dorrance. Not sure what that is, but Lisa Caesar, she runs that. They give out books for people to read, and that's pretty cool. People need to read more, get away from their cell phones.
Yeah, man, reading's a good time. I've
Yeah.
been reading a lot more these last few months, and it's a good time because like I feel like it's one of those things that no matter no matter what kind of interest you have, there's books out there for you. There's magazines out there for you. You can read for 20
Yeah.
minutes. You can read for 3 hours. I mean, any reading is good. Even if you read for 5-10 minutes before bed every night, it's good. It's just a good thing. It's a good habit to get yourself into.
And it gets the phone out of your hand.
Yeah,
Gets you away from technology for a while so you don't get them blue-eyed screen
yeah,
things.
and I know how that goes.
Yeah.
Stare at a register all day at work and stare at your phone when you're not at work. My eyes feel it sometimes.
But they're having a book sale at the Fire Hall, Dorrance Fire Hall, March 29th and 30th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. If I remember correctly, it was $3 for a hardcover adult book, $2 for a paperback adult book, and $1 for kids' books. So that's a raise for the little free library. Sounds like it would be a good time.
Yeah.
Dorrance Fire Hall. I don't know the address, but it's in Dorrance.
If you're watching this podcast and you're from Dorrance, you shouldn't need an address for that.
All right, yeah, let's go with this. So it's located around Mountaintop, PA 18707. It's Noongola there, the Interstate 80. There's a Dorrance exit. You know, you can get off that, you can find it.
Yeah.
Everybody has MapQuest, Google, whatever, Carvana. No,
Yeah.
that sells cars. You know, whatever you got. You know, just type in Dorrance Fire Hall.
Just don't go knocking on doors for directions. That can cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, yeah, that would end pretty
Yeah.
good. Carpenter. That's the wood guy. Carpenter.
Ah,
That
yes.
is a skilled trade.
Jesus was a carpenter. How can we forget?
Easter's coming up, isn't it? He
Yes,
will
it is.
rise again.
It's Ash Wednesday.
Oh, it is.
Yes. And we couldn't remember the carpenter.
I'm just looking to see if I have anything to ash this with. Light something on fire, but probably wouldn't be too good. All right, cool. So I think we should do some updates in the news today. That should be fun. Like, what's going on in the world?
What is going on?
I posted on Facebook about how Daddy Trump's making his big boy moves, and what country won't refuel our nuclear submarines anymore.
I just read that. Was it Denmark?
It's one of them.
Yeah, some Scandinavian nation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They won't refuel the submarine. I mean, last I knew, nuclear submarines didn't get refueled unless they're running on wood now. You know, they got wood stoves.
Yes.
You got to get that carpenter down there.
Oh, yes.
Fill up that submarine.
We got the new. Forget about electric cars. We're gonna move on to wood-powered submarines next. Oh.
Well, there's a lot of wood in the ocean.
Yes, yes, there
Just
is.
open up the hatch and throw in a timber.
Yeah, so we know how useful wood is when it becomes waterlogged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Depends what it's
This all makes perfect sense.
That salt might catch on fire.
Yeah.
That really struck a chord when I posted that. I didn't even research any of it because it came from a memes page.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to, trigger me timbers here.
Sometimes the meme pages these days are more trustworthy than the news stations.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or at least even.
Well, that's the other one I shared about Zelensky's meeting with Trump and the other guy, and everybody was all butthurt about that. Like, I mean, Ukraine, from what I can gather, if they get taken over by Russia, that means Russia's going to invade all of Europe.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm reading in memes and stuff. So is that what's going on?
I think that's basically the most likely end game to all this.
Well, I think we should just stop giving them money.
Yeah. When the Ukraine-Russia war first started, I had Ukraine's side. I kind of sympathized with them because at first it kind of felt like the bigger guy picking on the little guy. But then as the funding started rolling in, it's just kind of like, I mean,
Putin's a real big guy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if the money's going to the right places or it's being utilized the right way. I'm also not leading a country that's at war, so I might not know what I'm talking about on this. I'll be honest. But yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, a quick Google search. So the Russo-Ukrainian War began in February 2014, following Ukraine's Revolution of Dignity. Russia occupied and annexed Crimea from Ukraine and supported pro-Russian separatists who began fighting the Ukrainian military in the Donbass War. I don't think that's what's still going on.
No, I'm pretty sure this most recent conflict didn't start in 2014. I forget when it started, but I want to say this one was like
Here,
22 or 23. It
here we
wasn't
go.
that long
But
ago.
as of 2024, Russia occupies almost 20% of Ukraine. Well, that's not that much. So, like, they're doing good.
Yeah.
I mean, they can do this. They got this. We need to keep our money in our country and
Yeah.
focus on us, because I'm sick of seeing the price of eggs and everybody complaining about it when I'm working at Wise Markets. Oh, eggs are so expensive.
Oh, yes.
Bird flu.
That reminds me, we sell pickled eggs where I work. We sell them 2 per cart or container, however you want to call it. And the price was $2.49 for the longest time. Like, it's been steady for a while. Well, they recently went up to $3.49, and you're still getting 2 eggs. It's not a great price, I understand, but the amount of people who are hearing that price and just scoffing at it, being like,
Ugh.
"Oh wow, you guys raised the price of your pickled eggs," and I'm like, "We're still using regular eggs to make the pickled eggs. Like, if regular eggs are up, pickled eggs are up. This shouldn't need it. This shouldn't need that full of an explanation, but I have to give this explanation on a pretty regular basis. So
Yeah.
I understand.
That's pretty crazy though. Like, Weiss has the 18 packs, I think, of eggs.
Yeah,
And without getting the sale, they're like $12.
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think last we're charging carton of eggs, which is a dozen's like 7 something, which I mean,
That's
it's
just
not a good price, but we're also a convenience store, so I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want?
Well, a regular dozen there, I think's $8 or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really
last
pay
I haven't
attention.
sold eggs in the last couple times I worked, but it was like $7.99.
I just we need to just stop giving all our money to everybody else. In my opinion,
Yeah, that's
I
definitely part of the problem.
I don't follow any of this stuff because none of it directly affects me
Yeah, well,
at the moment.
yeah,
So it's just like, stop it. Just stop it. Gaza and all that. Just stop
Yeah.
it. Let them do whatever they want to do. Stop giving the money. Focus it on our country.
yes. Frankly, I'm just over the news scaring everybody. When I say scaring everybody, it's the truth. Every news station is just running off of scaring the living crap out of everybody right now. And I mean, it's good to be informed, but you can't let it consume you either. Like, you got to find a good middle ground. I don't want to be totally in the dark, but I also don't want to spend 12 hours a day reading political headlines. So you got to find some sort of middle ground. And I feel like anybody on any part of the political spectrum should be able to understand that.
No, everybody's just right and you're wrong.
Yeah, well, I know myself when I spend too much time focusing on these headlines, I find myself getting more stressed out about nonsense, like stuff that normally bother me. Like, it really brings to light the old phrase of "don't cry over spilled milk," because it kind of really,
Don't cry over broken eggs.
yeah, basically. So it's like, read enough news to keep yourself informed, but don't let it become your whole personality.
I don't even do that. I just
Yeah,
read what I can make jokes out of and piss people off because
Yeah,
it's
well.
funny.
Whatever floats your boat.
I
All I can say is just don't let it become everything you're about, because I've seen a lot of people I know in the last few years descend into borderline obsession, and that's not a MAGA thing. That's not a liberal thing. That's just take it easy, man.
Orange
Like,
Man bad.
Yeah.
That
Get out there and talk to people, man. Like, you talk to people and see what they're saying. You're gonna get a little bit more nuance talking to people than you are just reading 5 minutes of news and watching 5 YouTube videos and all that stuff.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that either, because that could be entertaining, but you're better off talking to people on the ground, seeing what the real people think.
Well, we got the Gulf of America now.
Sure, we do.
So that's,
Yeah.
I mean, from what I understand, and again, I don't really research, hearsay, they did that to keep drilling because something happened where we couldn't drill in the Gulf of Mexico. So they renamed it Gulf of America.
Yes.
So we can drill for oil, which the way they're pissing off Canada, I think some oil comes from up that way. I don't know.
There's enough stuff that comes from that. I don't know the exacts, but there's enough resources that they contribute that could make a problem.
Right.
So.
But if we could get our own oil from the Gulf of America,
Oh yes,
then that should bring gas prices down.
Yes.
And if that brings gas prices down, that should bring the price of everything
We
else.
have to wait and see if there's how much oil's up for grabs in Greenland. Potentially going to be named Red, White, and Blue Land.
Oh, good. Solid.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
I mean, America is the best ever.
I promise you that was not an Onion headline. That's a news headline.
But wait, that's legit.
So it's not going to go anywhere, I don't think. some Republican politician somewhere tried to push a bill to rename Greenland Red, White, and Blue Land. Like that wasn't a joke headline that I shared that one day. Like there's somebody trying to do that now. The likelihood of that actually happening is probably pretty slim.
I
But
can see why everybody in other countries hate us.
yeah, so it's like, man, Gulf of America is one thing, but if
Red, white,
I
and
don't want to
blue
be
land.
the geography teacher that might have to one day teach students. Imagine Mr. Jerolin giving you
Oh,
the world map test, and he gets mad at you because you dead named red, white, and blue land by calling it Greenland. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. I don't want to be that guy.
I might as well go and call it Orange Land
Yeah.
after Trump.
Oh yeah.
Daddy Trump, like he's something, but he is a
something.
businessman, and like money fuels the world.
It
Money
does.
fuels everything. They say money can't buy happiness. Shit, money can buy stability,
Yeah.
which allows you
Yeah.
happiness. So if he's gonna fix money things, and I see more money in my paycheck,
Yeah.
or gotta pay less for stuff, I'm
Mhm.
all for
Oh
it.
yeah.
All for Daddy Trump and Uncle Elon.
You eventually got to meet in the middle with some people though, because your workforce isn't going to be happy if you're constantly pissing off half of it. So, like, you
I
gotta
mean, yeah.
you gotta compromise on some things, man. Like,
I heard Trump wanted to do tax-free overtime, which would be
I've heard that too.
that would be the
That
tits.
idea's been getting kicked around. I've been hearing about that for probably a good at least 6 months now. But that's another thing I don't know the details on. I've heard conflicting opinions. Now, the only thing I'm a little iffy on about that is I don't know if if you're in a position where you're getting stuck with mandatory overtime, that's not gonna that's not gonna screw you in taxes at the end of the year.
Well, yeah, but it's
But
also like saying you're getting mandatory tax-free money.
yeah,
So they're
so
gonna probably stop doing mandatory overtime because
that
companies don't want to
I
pay you
guess that's
shit the way it is.
I guess that's kind of the point I was trying to get at there is like is mandatory like are you going to start seeing more companies? Because I already know a lot of the corporations like Walmart and stuff are known for doing this where like you'll get hired on as full time, but they'll keep cutting your scheduling at like 38, 39 hours instead of 40.
They don't
Like,
pay full time, so
I
they have
have
to
a
get
feeling,
benefits.
I'm not saying this for sure, but I have a feeling you might see some companies trying to screw people and do more of that if this happens.
Oh god,
But
yeah.
if you're like working, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything like that. Like that's a very nuanced issue. Like we can't really focus on all that in the length of a podcast, but
No, but
you'd have to do a podcast just about that.
my thing is, if it does happen, suck it up while you can because
Yeah.
it's gonna go away
Oh
quick.
yeah. That reminds me of like when the COVID stuff was going on in 2020, where I work, we temporarily got that like essential workers thing where for a few months we were getting like an extra $3 an hour. And honestly, at the time it really came in handy. I wouldn't necessarily say that my job was more it depends how you look at it. Like
You're a hoity-toity
my
employee of
job
the
was
month.
my job was more stressful when all that crap happened, just because of the whole like the job wasn't harder, but the people bickering about the mask thing was just
Oh yeah.
annoying. And by that I mean like if you can't, like, I worked with my mask on when all that stuff was going on, at least for the first few months. And like, if you came in without one, you got your stuff quick, you got out of there. I wasn't really strict. I wasn't enforcing any sort of rules. But you get that guy that would come in with a mask, you get the guy who'd come in without a mask, and then it turned into me pretty much playing referee between these guys arguing. And I'm like, dude, I'm here to wait on customers, make coffee, clean stuff, and try to make sure your experience is good. I don't want to have to break up I didn't want to have to break up 5 arguments in an 8-hour shift, and I was doing a lot of that for a little while, and just I'm glad that's over with, man. Like,
People in general just got like pissier because
yeah,
I was at Weiss the one day shopping, not working, and I was super busy, but I didn't realize there was a line for the self checkouts. Oh, those self checkouts, and I walked right up to it, and then the nice girl working the front, she was like, "Oh, there's a line. I'm sorry." I was like, "Oh, my bad. Like I got you," and I was gonna go back to the end of the line, and this girl, for no reason, turns around with this face, was like, "There's a line, sir," and I just lost my shit. Yeah, absolutely lost it.
I don't know. I think I remember you telling me this when it happened.
Yep.
I think I remember this story.
Yeah, it was totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I just yelled a lot. That poor girl. Not the bitch, but the girl
Honestly,
working there.
in my experience at my job, I don't know if like ever since all the COVID stuff, if there's not as many people that just like take road trips for the hell of it anymore. But I felt like on average, I dealt with more like rude people and just like generally like unhinged people on a more regular basis before the COVID pandemic. Like, granted, I only worked at that store for probably only around a year before all the lockdowns happened in 2020.
Ah,
But
sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, like most of my experiences with like really unruly customers happened in the first year I worked there. So I don't know if that was me being a new employee and not being good enough at my job yet, or if there was just more people out and about causing nonsense. But
Customer service is a tricky dick.
it really is, and I've had some good ones lately. Uh, I could actually talk about that for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, let's veer off of that.
Yeah, I
I
had
mean, I don't know how long have we been doing?
we've been doing this is a longer than normal episode, I think, to be
All
honest
right.
with you.
Well,
I don't know.
all right. Well, we started with talking
Yeah,
about world news, and now we're
yeah.
talking about COVID
Yeah.
shenanigans.
Well, anyway, I just want to tell two funny stories that happened at work in the last couple of weeks. And the first one is, guy came in the store, I believe it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday, because he told me it was the day before he got paid. And he said, I think my car needs antifreeze. What do you guys charge for antifreeze? And he brought a bottle up. I gave him a price check, and he's like, I really can't wing it. He's like, but I think I need it. And then this guy, this guy, without a shred of sarcasm or irony, says to me, well, I really can't scrounge this up till payday, but I have an unopened bottle of windshield washer fluid in my car. This guy asked me if he could use windshield washer fluid in place of antifreeze in his car.
Oh, that definitely didn't go the way I thought. I thought he was going to ask if he could swap them.
No. This guy asked me, and older gentleman, and I said to him, I'm like, sir, I don't know a whole lot about cars,
That's bad.
but I know you don't do that.
No.
And he looked at me and said, "That's what I thought, but I wanted to get a second opinion." And I don't really know what to say about that
I
one.
mean, depending on how cold it was, he could have got away with some water.
Yeah, that's what I said. I would have gladly sold the guy like a room temperature gallon of water or something. But anyway, and the other thing that happened recently was I was at work and this guy came in. He was asking me for directions. He said he was driving all day and he wanted to get a hotel for the night. And I asked him if he was going north or south, which is the direction 81 runs near the store. This guy, in the most confident response, looks at me and says, I'm not going north or south right now. I'm going west. And I said, sir, you're traveling 81. I've lived here my whole life. You are not traveling west. You're going north or south. And that just totally messed that man's day up. And I eventually explained to him how to get to the next hotel, which I tried sending him to like Mifflinville, and I don't know if he got there. But after giving the guy directions, he tipped me $10.
Oh, that's
So
pretty cool.
I hope he found a hotel. But it just goes to show you, just because somebody's really confident in their reply doesn't mean they know what they're talking about, and that could apply
No.
to many things.
Depending
So,
on where they were coming from, they were going north and or
and
south.
just because
all
someone's
the
nervous
time.
doesn't mean they're wrong. Like, not everybody's a good speaker. So
No.
there's a moral lesson in there.
No, and if people want to go see Howdy, you probably won't have the unicorn mess. Nelly
No.
Travel Plaza
Yeah, Ellie Travel Plaza,
off of
man.
81, north or south.
Yeah, I'm your second shift guy. You want to come in from like 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock? You're probably gonna deal with me.
New Angola.
Yeah,
And then
come hang out.
I'm up at the We Is Market, on good old 309 Tuesdays, Thursdays, 4 to 8.
Yeah,
Come party with Swam.
yeah. You could you could have your retail experience from both of us
No,
at two different stores.
we're
Like,
both as fantastic in person as we are
Yeah.
on this.
yes, there's no fronting here. This is all natural, folks.
Just a scatterbrained.
Yeah.
Speaking of scatterbrained, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'm gonna cut this one
Yeah,
off.
this is
'cause I don't know
definitely
how long
this
we're
is
going.
I can't see what the length is right now, but there's a very good chance this is like our longest episode to date. It sure feels like it.
Quite girthy.
So thank you, everybody.
But yeah, this is Swam, straight white.
we can
average
justify the
male.
long episode because this is the first we've collabed. This is the first we've both been free in what is it, 3 or 4 weeks now, or
Yeah,
something
3
like
weeks
that?
or something.
So, it's been a little bit.
Well, Swam and Howdy, thanks you all for watching.
Yes, thank you guys.
Like it, share it, comment it, share
Yeah.
it, share it, share it, share it. Spread us out to the world. We are fantastic.
Yeah. See you next time.
Also on YouTube, Twitter,
Yeah.
X.
X.
Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, howdy. Skibbity turtleneck.
Didgeridoo. That legit felt like it was like a half hour.
It was 25 minutes.
Okay.
Not actually.